back to another YouTube video. So today we've got the Citroen C3 Aircross. Been given this car for about a week or so now, and it was delivered to us absolutely brand new. So literally had about 40 miles on the clock. From where it came, it was about 35 miles away, 30 miles away. So literally we got given this as a brand spanker. So yeah, had this for about 7 days, I want to say now approximately. Let's get into what I think about this car. Start off now with the front of the vehicle. So what do we think of it? So from the front of it, to be very honest with you, it does look reasonably well. They have made it look quite sharp, and it does have some quite defining points in the front, which does make the car, which does give it a little bit more of a menacing look compared to the previous one, which was a lot more, how do I say it, well-rounded, let's say. But this, you know, they have kept it a bit sharper, it's more toned, and yeah, the front end is not too bad. So let's move on to the side profile of the car. So this car does have the 16-inch alloy wheels. Of course, a little bit on the smaller side, definitely, but we'll get into the right side of things because it does definitely drive quite smooth. So yeah, we'll get into that later. But yeah, it's sat on the 16-inch wheels, and the side profile is not a bad look. It still looks reasonably smart, I want to say, but where it does start to go all downhill, for me personally, is the back end. The back end is again a good look, but I think that's where you can see the whole shape of the car. You know, it's quite a narrow vehicle and quite a tall car. It just looks like pretty much a Matchbox on stilts, to be honest with you. So yeah, I don't know, maybe it's just the tires as well, maybe on the fin side. It just doesn't look all that in the back. It is a crossover, so hey ho. Moving on from the looks of the car, the boot itself apparently has a 410 litre capacity, which of course isn't too shabby at all. Now also what it has as well is this little boot compartment lid, whatever you want to call it, and you can raise this to the lower level, so you do get that bit more extra space once you're trained in trying to do that. But yeah, a bit fidgety, but you do get some extra space. So what is it like in the back of this car? So my height, I am 5'10", and that is my seating position. As you can see, got decent leg room, got plenty of room above, and yeah, I mean, all in all, it is quite a spacious cabin, to be honest with you, because I sit quite far back, especially being a manual, and yeah, I've still got plenty of room, and I've got nice decent sized windows. Yeah, this is a little bit on the higher side, but all in all, it is quite a spacious cabin. The higher roof line definitely does make it a lot more of an airy cabin, and it does allow a lot more light to come in. So yeah, all in all, rear seat passengers should be rather content. So what is it like in the front of this car? All in all, visually, let's start off with, visually, it is a very nice interior. However, physically, what I mean by physical is, if you touch any of the materials, you might be better off. The materials, everywhere you touch, are definitely cheap. But of course, what you got to bear in mind is the price. I've not touched upon that yet, but I will. And this car is definitely cheap. Now, I say that because you can get behind the wheel of one of these, maybe not this particular spec, but you can behind the wheel of one of these for just over £17,000 brand new. So yeah, in terms of value for money, not too bad, but if you're expecting high quality, you shouldn't be. You absolutely should not be. Moving on, in terms of tech, it does have this lovely, very clear, crystal clear, I want to say, 9-inch screen. How do I turn this off? Yeah, so it does have this lovely 9-inch screen. It is of very good quality, it's very clear, and of course it is touchscreen with some buttons here to guide you through the system itself. It does come with Apple CarPlay, it does come with Android Auto as well as free, which is fantastic. And yeah, the screen itself does definitely improve the overall aesthetics of this vehicle. So as you can see, this car has the 6-speed manual gearbox. Not driven a manual in ages, so that was something. But yeah, it does come with a 6-speed manual gearbox powered by a puny little 1.2 litre engine, 3-cylinder, pushing out 110 brake horsepower. So yeah, definitely not quick, but it is what you're going to get with this manual gearbox. You're not going to get an automatic with this particular configuration. I think you have to get 130 brake to get the automatic gearbox, which would definitely be the one I would go for if I was to ever get a car like this. Right, okay, so enough about going around the car, of how I feel, how it looks, what the interior is like. Enough about all of that. Let's jump into the car and let's see how it drives. Now, of course, this car is something that is very, very popular. Not this particular car, but this kind of car, this small SUV, it seems to have been really popular across the market. Now, everyone seems to be jumping on this as well, on this bandwagon. And there's a never-ending list of competitors which take on this car. To name a few, got the Ford Puma, got the Nissan Qashqai, got the Hyundai Tucson, Kia Sportage. What else have you got? The Toyota CHR, the Nissan Juke or Puke, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I can go on and on, and yeah, I can go on and on. The list is never ending. Of course, now even the Germans have jumped on this as well, because also they've noticed that this is the kind of car that is selling and it is very, very popular. So even they've jumped on it with the Q2, the X1, and the GLA. So yeah, it is very, very popular. Now let's see what it's like to drive. Initial impressions then of driving this car. Overall, I do like the ride, to be honest with you. I know I've just flipped the tables there a little bit, but yes, overall, it is genuinely a very nice car to drive. The steering wheel is nice and light. It is actually very, very comfortable. Now, of course, as I mentioned earlier on, it does have the 16-inch alloys. Now, of course, aesthetically it doesn't look all that, but in terms of ride comfort, you are cushioned by those thicker tires, and it does definitely improve the ride of this car. Obviously, it would look better if it had larger alloy wheels, definitely with some wider tires, but for what it is, the ride comfort is of a high standard, and it is something that I have enjoyed, to be honest. So of course, like I said, I've had this car for about 7 days or so now, done 230 miles in this car. Now that is a range of town driving, main roads, even motorways as well. Had to do a 100-mile round trip as well. Now, on the motorway, it was absolutely fantastic. I did enjoy it, and it was overall a very good experience on the motorway. In and around town, of course, it does lack the power, but again, it is still an enjoyable car to drive to an extent. Touching upon the miles per gallon side of things, and of course, that's something that's very, very important. As I mentioned, it has a puny 1.2. The reason why I use that word is because people would think it is quite frugal. It would be quite cheap in terms of running the car. Now, on the books, apparently it shows 50+ miles per gallon, and that, to be honest, is a whole load of bull. So what I've averaged over these 7 days, and like I said, I've been doing a mixture of it all. Yes, I have driven a little bit fast in this, but not so much that it would bring this figure. So like I said, I've done a bit of everything, and I'm actually ranging right now. It shows 38.1 miles per gallon. So yeah, well off what they're saying. And this is a brand new car, bearing in mind. It's not one that's had a hard life or any of that kind of malarkey. It is a brand new vehicle, and it's only giving me that. On the motorway, it averaged 44 miles per gallon. Yeah, so well off the target that they're telling us. So yeah, that's what you're going to be looking at in terms of MPG. Now, time for my verdict. Would I go for this car? No, I would not. Yes, it's very, very cheap. You are getting a brand new car for under £20,000, but it's not the kind of car that I would go for. I would probably look at, like I said, I've mentioned the other cars, I would definitely have a look at them, and I would be leaning towards a car that does have a bit more quality on the inside, a bit more, I want to get that bit more of an upmarket feeling. because again, at the end of the day, 20,000 pounds is still a lot of money. And when it comes to financing these kind of cars, if you do look at it on the finance side of things, on a monthly basis, it wouldn't be too far off in you getting a car that is more expensive. But if that means you're getting a better car in terms of interior, you know, and brand, dare I say, but why wouldn't you do that then? Why wouldn't you? So yeah, that's my overall opinion on this car. All in all, it's a good car. It could look a lot better from the back, especially the shape of it is a bit strange. When you see one driving on the road, you'll know exactly what I mean. And in terms of MPG, I'm not too happy with that, let's say. But yeah guys, that's all for today. This is my review on the Citroen C3 Aircross 1.2 litre 3-cylinder engined 110 brake horsepower car. And yeah, let me know if you like the video. I've done it the more review kind of way. You might have sussed that out by now. And if you do like these kind of videos, do let me know. I'm more than happy to create these kind of videos for you. But yeah guys, hope you enjoyed it. Take care, enjoy what's left of the summer. We've got some good weather coming ahead of us, so yeah guys, make the most of it. Take care, bye bye.